South Avenue. Welcome to another edition of the South Avenue Morning News Show. Today is Tuesday, the 26th of January, and it's also day 2.
What's for lunch? What's for lunch? Anybody know? What's for lunch?
Do you like pizza? Because first choice today is pizza. Additional menu items include kale salad with apples. You can also choose a turkey sandwich or snack box.
Good morning, South Avenue. It's looking like a snowy day. Yesterday the weather was sunny. Today's weather is expected to be snow showers. The high temperature will be 32 and the low will be 29. On Sunday in basketball, the Knicks lost to the Portland Trail Blazers 113 to 116.
Good. All right, good morning, South Avenue. Well, remote day, snow day kind of thing happening today. But today I was hoping to talk to you a little bit about poetry. The other day I shared a clip video from Amanda Gorman, who read a poem at the inauguration that occurred the other day. And the poem that she read was about mourning. It was a very hopeful poem about, I believe, about overcoming sort of the hard times that we're in right now. Here's a little piece of that poem.
And do not ignore the pain. Give it purpose. Use it. Read children's books. Dance alone to DJ music. Know that this distance will make our hearts grow fonder. From a wave of woes, our world will emerge stronger. We'll observe how the burdens braved by humankind are also the moments that make us humans kind. Let each dawn find us courageous, brought closer, heeding the light before the fight is over. When this ends, we'll smile sweetly, finally seeing, in testing times, we became the best of beings.
So obviously, I was blown away by Amanda Gorman, and she, a lot of people feel the same way. And some of you guys did as well. My friend Atticus in second grade in Miss Veely's class was really taken by Miss Gorman's poem, and he did a little independent project on it, which was pretty cool. He looked at the words, he did some vocabulary study, he did a whole little project. You can see here some pictures, and I love the fact that she inspired curiosity, and she inspired a desire to try out poetry, right? Sometimes you see something and you're like, wow, that is cool, and it inspires you to try it out. So I was thinking, making a connection the other day. I took my daughter to her apartment down in New York City. She goes to the school in New York City, and she has an apartment on 149th Street, which is in a neighborhood of New York called Harlem. And Harlem has an amazing history, and specifically in about 100 years ago, in the 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, it was a period of time that now is called the Harlem Renaissance. And the Harlem Renaissance was basically where Harlem became a magnet for African American artists of all kinds. So there were painters, there were dancers, there were singers, there were writers, there were politicians. There was a lot of creative activity happening, and it was like the center. And one of those writers who I love to imagine, people getting together and, talking about what they're into and inspiring each other with their creativity, which I kind of imagine was happening during the Harlem Renaissance. You'd go out and you'd visit your friends, and there would be all these writers and artists and people who were filled with creativity, and they would inspire each other to do amazing things. And a lot of great art came out of the Harlem Renaissance, and a lot of great ideas. But one of my favorites was Langston Hughes. He was a writer, he wrote plays, he wrote books, and he also wrote poetry. And he wrote a very famous poem about Dream, But I want to share with you another poem, not quite as famous, also about dreams. Dreams by Langston Hughes. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So I feel, Langston Hughes, I believe, had he really felt that dreams were important. And not like dreams that necessarily you have when you go to sleep, but dreams like when we say, I want to be, or I want to do this, right? These things that inspire us to do things. I think Langston Hughes felt very strongly that they were important, right? He compared not having dreams to being a bird with a broken wing and unable to fly. He compared, if you don't have any dreams, to a barren field, barren meaning like empty, and then, frozen with snow. So I've walked across a field that is frozen in the wintertime, and the wind blows, and it's cold, and it's empty. And so he's comparing not having dreams to this empty field, and it seems like he thought it's really important to have dreams, to have goals that you are trying to get to, and if you don't, then your life is empty. So that's one of the amazing things about poetry, is you can take an idea like, dreams, and imagine what would life be like if I didn't have any dreams or goals. And, they use words and compare it to other things to help bring it to life. So what are your dreams? What do you imagine achieving or doing in your lifetime that makes you inspired? What are your dreams? I think I have too many dreams. Is that possible? Are there any poems about having too many dreams? I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to travel here, and I want to meet these people, and I want to learn from these people, and there's just so many things, right? I have a lot of dreams. How about you?
Don't worry, don't fret, don't pout. It's time to find out what's happening with the South Avenue trout.
So the air that we breathe has oxygen in it. It's not pure oxygen. There's lots of other things. There's nitrogen. There's a bunch of other things in the air that we breathe. But a certain percentage of it is oxygen. And our amazing lungs have the ability, when we breathe in, the air goes down into our lungs, and our lungs are able to let the oxygen that's in the air go into our blood. And that's what we need. We need that oxygen to live. Well, fish need oxygen too, but they can't breathe the air. So they have gills, and the gills let them take the water, and the water has oxygen in it too, and they can take the oxygen out of the water. It's such an amazing thing. They can't live in the air, and we could not live just in the water, because we don't have the ability to take the oxygen out of water like they do, and they don't have the ability to take oxygen out of the air like we do. So this thing right here does two jobs. One, it's a filter, so it helps to clean the water, but also that waterfall action right there helps to mix oxygen into the water, so that if the fish don't use up all the oxygen, because they're breathing it, they're taking the oxygen out of the water, and if you didn't add oxygen in, then they would use it all up and they would die. So that waterfall there helps to mix the oxygen into the water so that the fish have plenty to breathe. Our friends the fish, taking the oxygen out of the water. So there's Guarp, and where's Gargantuan? Oh, and there's Gargantuan down here. They're the two biggest, Guarp and Gargantuan. Have a great day, South Avenue.
My name is Sarah.
My name is Ramon.
Have a super snowy Tuesday.
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Dream on.